Hello, my name is Josh Gerstmann. My wife Heather and I are longtime volunteers with King County Search Dogs. And in this video presentation, we want to share with you photos and video of our dogs and the dogs of our fellow volunteers in King County Search Dogs. We're going to give you a sense of what it's like to train and work with them, but also to show you that they are also our pets and they can be just as goofy as anyone else's dogs. We also want to let you know some of the great places that Search and Rescue takes us and about some of the adventures we've had. We're all volunteers in King County Search Dogs. These dogs are our pets, so meaning having high energy dogs in our home can be a challenge sometimes. We look for dogs that have high play drive and prey drive. They have to have energy and the physical attributes necessary for search and rescue. You can see that in a lot of the dogs that are featured in the moments ahead. What you're seeing now are some of the early moments in air scent wilderness training. These dogs are being trained off leash to search for any human scent in the area that they're searching, and if they find somebody, they come back to the handler, tell them, and bring them back. It's called a trained indication and a refind. One of our training principles is akin to a three-legged stool. There's the handler, the dog, and the subject. And all of them have to be involved in the play and reward for the dog. This is a big game for the dog, and if they don't get a reward at the end, they may not be motivated to do it again in the future. We try to expose our dogs to a variety of environments, as well as getting transported, whether it's by 4x4, quads, snowmobiles, sometimes even the helicopter. These dogs get used to getting to the places they need to go in a variety of ways. Many of the dogs in our group are trained as trailing dogs. These dogs work on leash. They require a last known place or a PLS of the subject, and they need a scent article so they can follow the distinct scent of the individual they're following. These dogs do great in giving us a direction of travel, and oftentimes walking right up to the missing subject themselves. We often get asked how long does it take to train a dog, how young should a dog be when it gets started, and what kind of dogs would we like to work with. Well, it can take up to 2 years from the time you start to the time that you and your dog are mission ready and are able to pass a certification test. We spend a lot of time working on the foundational work such as you're seeing here. Search dog volunteers work with all types of breeds, but mostly from working in sporting groups. A lot of herding dogs such as German Shepherds, Border Collies, Australian cattle dogs, retrievers such as Golden Retrievers, Labrador Retrievers of all colors, flat-coated retrievers, duck-pulling retrievers, Doberman Pinschers, standard poodles, any dog that's large enough to move through the woods but not too large if we have to carry them out if they get injured or hurt. While we think our dogs are great, we have no illusions. We know they're not superheroes, they're just working dogs. And we try to keep the imposters out, but sometimes they slip in. In addition to looking for live subjects, many of our dogs are trained as human remains detection or cadaver dogs. We train in a variety of environments on land, water, snow, and buildings. We're showing you a little bit about that training here. The differences between live and human remains is that we tend to have the dogs search closer to us. They have a more passive indication or final response when they find the source that they're looking for. Especially when you're on a boat. We prefer that the dogs stay on the boat when they're searching for a drowning victim. So in this simulation here, you'll see us working with them to do just that. As we said before, King County Search Dogs is an all-volunteer organization, and the boat from which this team is currently working was purchased with donated funds, along with much of our specialized equipment, such as our GPS and GPS collars and radios. And during COVID times, we've had to take extra precaution when we're working in close quarters with one another. We do work really hard to develop our dogs' noses and their ability to work independently. Sometimes that training goes so well that they like to control the situation and decide what to do. In this case, Natick can smell the source he's looking for, and he decides to go for it. We hope you've enjoyed the few minutes with King County Search Dogs. You can learn more at kcsearchdogs.org or finding us on Facebook at King County Search Dogs. We are so honored and privileged to be able to be in this position to work with our dogs and support our community. We know you might have more questions. You're also welcome to email us info@kcsearchdogs.org. Thanks, and have a great summer.